This is long, but it's something I needed to get off of my chest. My husband, 36 male, and I, 36 female, have been together for 16 years and married for 14. We have 2 daughters who are 13, 12. About 3 months ago, I cheated on him with my coworker once and immediately regretted it. To be honest, I still haven't figured out the real reason I cheated. On the surface level, the reason would be that my husband was too caught up work for a couple of months, and I felt neglected and unappreciated at times. I know that isn't the real reason, so I'm trying to figure out what is through individual counseling. I only cheated on him that one time and immediately told him the next day because I couldn't bottle up my guilt and shame. He was shocked at first, but then went on to call me the most horrid names. I deserved it. I deserved a lot more than that. I don't even know how it got to the point of me sleeping with my coworker. It started with innocent flirting. And before I knew it, I made the worst mistake of my life by sleeping with him. I wish I'd gotten hit by a car that day before sleeping with him. I cut off all contact with my coworker and gave up my phone to my husband. I wanted to reassure him that I was willing to make this work on his terms, whatever they were, as long as he would give me another chance. Even though in my heart, I knew that I wanted another chance to prove myself, I told him that I would understand if he went through with a divorce. Anyways, I told my husband that I would do anything to regain his trust and express my sorrow and regret for having hurt him so much. My husband has always been the type of guy to give a person only one chance. Even in his friendships, if the trust had been broken, he wouldn't give the other another chance. He said that he wanted a divorce, but then the whole quarantine thing happened, and he stayed in the house for about 2 months and didn't proceed with the divorce. For the first month, he treated me very coldly, and the time we talked was when it had to do with our daughters. I slept on the couch and tried to give him as much space as he needed, and only reminded him from time to time that if he ever wanted to work things out, I'd be more than willing to and would be completely devoted to the process of him working things out. He even said some spiteful things during that month and distanced himself from me completely. During second month, there was a change as he began talking to me again. We talked about daily stuff and even watched movies together with the girls as a family. I felt like he wanted to try reconciling, and I was so happy. I was thrilled that there might be a chance to save my family, to save us eventually. Through the couple of days I could sense us becoming friends all over again. He even invited me to sleep on the bed again. It was really working out, and I reminded him that he could talk about anything he wanted me. A couple of weeks passed by, and we were getting along even better. We were spending time as a family again and had gotten closer with each other as well. I felt really good about the way things were going, but I wish I'd suggested marriage counseling. I just didn't want to pressure him and have him think that I wanted to sweep this situation under the rug, that I was trying to influence him to not divorce me. One night, we were drinking a bit, just talking in our bedroom, and I felt a genuine connection rebuilding. It felt like we were falling for each other all over again, and it made me so happy. This is the part I regret now. I decided to make a move on him and straddled him while we were laughing at a joke. We looked each other in the eyes, and so now really, I began making out with him. It honestly felt like we were 20 all over again. He kissed me back as well, but after a while, he just started crying. He told me stop and said that he couldn't. I felt so awful because I felt like he wanted to, but didn't at the same time. It broke my heart to directly see just how badly my stupid decision had hurt him. I told him that I was sorry and we went to sleep. The reason I say I regret doing this is because I feel like this moment pushed him away forever. 2 days later, he informed me that he wanted to go through with a divorce. He said that he just doesn't think, decided before, that if a divorce was to happen, it would be on fair terms. Sure, we'd both have lawyers, but we agreed on a lot of the stuff together. He wanted to take a 2-week trip, but would come back to pick up the girls after his trip. We both mutually agreed that we'd split the time with the girls after his trip. They would spend half of the week with him and the other half me. I even helped him pack up his stuff, and when we finished, I just bawled my out and we hugged it out. After his 2 weeks trip, he came back and it felt good seeing him again, but I knew it wasn't the same. He just smiled and we made small talk before he took the girls. We're both really good parents and want the best for our kids. Today, I got served divorce papers. It hurts so much to know that I lost my best friend cause I was stupid. Sometimes I roll over to his side of the bed in the morning, and I hate how I don't his body there anymore. I miss his smell, his smile, his voice. I miss him filling up the entire room with his loud, adorable laugh. I miss him so much. The thing that hurts me the most in all of this is knowing how badly I hurt the person I love the most. I wish I could go back in time and undo what I did, but I can't. So now I am writing about it on Reddit while crying when there's nothing that I can do about it. I wish I could let him see for himself what I genuinely feel in my heart about how sorry I am and about how I would be the most devoted wife ever if he just gave me another chance. So let him know just how much I love him and that I'd literally do anything for him. The most perfect thing that ever happened to me. I wish I could get him back, but I know that I lost him forever. My 43 males, I 42 female wants to come back 3 years after leaving me and the kids. 3 years ago, my wife was planning on cheating with me with another man. I saw some of the signs and caught them sexting. She felt like our life wasn't what she wanted. We divorced, and she ended up leaving for the other man. Our 3 kids now, 15 meters twins, 12 female at the time, felt abandoned. I got the house and sole custody of the kids, and she didn't make much effort to see the kids. Granted, they didn't want to see her and were quite vocal about it. Since then, the kids seem to be doing better, but still I feel like they missed their mom, especially my younger twin boy. I've seen my ex-wife a handful of times since then, and I've moved on in the sense that I've slept with other women since then, but I'm not dating and don't plan on it until the kids are all done with high school at least. Recently, I learned the man my wife ran off with is now a bankrupt alcoholic abuser. She left him and went back to living with her parents. She came over this weekend when the kids were with my brother at his cottage and talked with me, basically pleading for me to take her back. How she made a mistake and lost her savings, the money from the divorce, her kids. She wants to work towards us getting back together and raising our kids together. I listened to her, but I didn't really say much, and she left back for her parents' house. The whole situation has my head spinning. On one hand, I want her back so much, and I think with time the kids would appreciate having their mom back. The other women I've been with are good, but there's always a feeling of something missing. But also I wonder if she only came back because that man became what he is today. Even if we get back together, I don't plan on getting married to her. At least not right away, and if we did, there would definitely be a print up. I do want her to stay with her parents and slowly integrate herself back into mine and my kids' life. There's also the problem with I don't know if I can even accept her. Part of me looks at her as used goods. I know that's bad. We probably need both couples and family therapy. Thinking about the future right now is difficult. I have so many variables to account for. If she left again, what kind of damage would that do to the kids or myself? I just come on here to gain an outsider's perspective. I will give as much information as anyone would like, but the TLDR is that my wife met a woman, brought her into our life under the agreement of polyamory, and when I decided I couldn't handle it, we began to fight and my wife chose the woman over me. This all started about a month ago and moved so much quicker than I ever thought was possible. They are now living in our house together, and I have moved out. I wanted to stay in my home, but I couldn't bear to watch what was going on. My wife used to be the most caring, loving person I'd ever known, but has since become selfish in me. Here is the part that is going to probably make some people upset, but I do not believe my wife is gay. I believe that she sees beauty in the female body, and has bi tendencies but is straight. We had a very active sex life. She climaxed regularly and never gave any indication that she wanted to be with a woman. Even now when I ask her if she is gay, she says no. She tells me she is just happy and that all she knows is that she wants to be happy. I am completely destroyed. I can't believe how quickly she gave up on a marriage. I feel like because of the other person, she hasn't even had a chance to process what is going on. I know I need to let go and work on myself, but I'm having trouble just letting her go. Again, it happened so fast and just doesn't seem final for some reason. I know I should be mad at her for what she's done, but I deeply love her and that is getting in the way of any anger. I cannot concentrate on work. I do not sleep. I have to force myself to eat. I used to go to the gym 4 days a week and run the other days, but haven't done that since the start. I know I need to take care of myself, but I don't have the motivation to do so. We were married for 3 years, together for 8. We had been talking about having kids, going through names even, and talking about moving to be closer to family to do it. All she ever talked about was having a family, getting pregnant. She bought a home pregnancy test and started buying baby names books and sending me pictures of baby. I am 33 years old, and on September 24th, we put pen to paper and laid out the 1-year plan: move, start trying for a kid, and live happily ever after. 1 month later, she met a girl and gave up not only on our but said she didn't want to move or